President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commended the growing positive reviews of Nigeria's economy and the favorable economic indicators, which set the pace for long-term sustainability, as he received the board and management of the Nigerian Exchange Group at the State House in Abuja. Speaking during the meeting, President Tinubu expressed satisfaction at the positive outcomes of his administration's reforms, which have set the pace for economic rejuvenation and long-term sustainability in the country. He commended the economic team for their continuous efforts, as he highlighted the role of the private sector in job creation and economic advancement.
It is a thing of joy to have this feedback. When we took over, it was very challenging. What I did was talk to myself and define my background, accept the asset and liability of my predecessor. I asked for the job. I got to do it. And a capable partner in one of the thinking and reasoning has been Yemi Kadoso. So who can I put in CBN? We are in negative. If we say we have monetary policy or the reserve, it was in negative. You have 30 trillion printed and outstanding liability. There is no counterpart and hope of repayment. So, sincerely, Yemi, thank you very much. Congratulations. So, the rest of the team is just the fact that we owe a duty to the country and self-belief that this is doable. Nigeria can build a nation of prosperity by itself. So if the stock market is doing well, we are doing well.
Definitely, it's the middle of the economy, sir.
If we can teach this in the classroom to our undergraduates, if they can be in the classroom without harrowing of where to pay, what to pay, and how they do it, we can build a nation of succession and prosperity that is our own. It will encourage the private sector to invest and invest wisely. Take a risk. It's one of the reasons why I backed Aliko Dangote.
Thank you very much.
Even before I became president.
Yes.
And, may God bless the soul of Mamadou Buhari. When we were talking, this refinery and all of that,
Yes, sir.
why should we have this? Okay, we find a way. If we can push it to the private sector, if we can support the private sector, it will be a great benefit. And they did it, so fine. And when I came in, I said, okay, Naira for the crude, let's stabilize the currency. And no need for letters of credit and paperwork. Let's build a trust that can work. And it's not a unrealizable ambition to push Nigeria. We have the population, the brain, the
Resources.
audacity
Yes.
to shoot for $1 trillion economy. It's achievable. It's achievable. You look at yourself and you ask questions. what are we producing that other nations do? How do we collaborate with other countries? How do we get this listening down like you have identified? Before asking is not a big problem. We look at it. The expansion is for all for us. I could look back and look at Aramco and others and see how the oil producing of Saudi Arabia was, the life of publicly quoted company. We can refine and do NNPC, reform to the extent that one day the totality of it, not just the arms and legs, the totality of it will be listed on there. I thank you all to all the revenue service and many other people in the team for what we are doing. My own is I assure you that I won't stop reading. Yes, I won't stop thinking. Yes, sir. I won't stop supporting you. Thank you very much. I'm here. Thank you very much.
Members of the economic management team commended the reforms of President Tinubu under the Renewed Hope agenda, which have brought about immense improvement to the trajectory of the country's economic growth.
The first bullet point to leave you with, sirs, to the picture today is that when you took over office in May 2023, the total value of the companies that were listed in Nigeria was just shy of 30 trillion naira. 30 trillion naira. Today, Mr. President, that figure is 160 trillion. And by the end of this year, with the listing that we expect in our market, we expect that figure to be 230 trillion. So this is the first bullet point on today's picture. It's gone from 30 trillion to hopefully 230 trillion by the end of this year. This is just pure fact and pure data. The second bullet point, Mr. President, is just what we call the all-share index. This is the measure of the market and performance and growth that we see. When you took over office, Mr. President, that figure was 52,000. It's just a metric that we track, 52,000. Today, that figure is 244,000. As a matter of fact, when we broached 100,000, people didn't know how to calculate it anymore because it's not something that we're used to seeing. And today it's 240,000, and this is pure data. This is bullet points.
We are here today not only to pay our respects, but also to share the remarkable progress that Nigeria capital market has recorded under your administration, and to reaffirm our commitment to supporting your vision of building a stronger, more resilient, and globally competitive Nigerian economy. Your administration bold economic reforms have reshaping investor perception, not only in Nigeria but Africa, Your Excellency. While reforms of this nature are never without challenges, market response to policy consistency, clarity of direction, and institutional confidence, these are qualities that investors increasingly associated with Nigeria today.
Everything starts and ends with leadership. Now, we've seen the figure, we've seen what you've said, and my boss is here on capital gain tax, and you made mention of what we've done in taxes. And then we've looked at that, and then I know he has proposal on how to get this one resolved. So we are open, as he said at the beginning of the presentation, that we are open. Just imagine, and things I think you can capture all in the same way. The first tax law in Nigeria was done in 1923. From that period till when Mr. President comes, nobody, whether military, colonial, has done anything in the tax system. So it takes Mr. President courage and patriotism, not minding what politics will say, to focus and face this headlong. And then all of us can see the result. I just share one with Minister, with CBN Governor, which Mr. President also actually authorized, the one you quoted. because it is Mr. President work that saw what has happened in the company compared to where we are last year. You can see that all which you've mentioned have increased, and this is top 10, not minding what has happened to the rest.
And I remember the time we first announced this, there was a lot of skepticism. People didn't think it was possible. And now it was done very successfully. And like we identified, about 75%, close to 75% of the total was domestic resources. In the past, it was the other way around. So that really shows that from the time that announcement was made till the time it was concluded, the sector had confidence coming in, both locally and domestically, and more importantly, domestically, quite frankly. So I think that is something that we're extremely proud about, and we're very happy that NGX was up to the task, and SEC also played a very major role in ensuring that it went off seamlessly.